All right, so this is the Mallam Go podcast. Welcome to the podcast and thank you for choosing us. Yeah, on today's podcast, we're going to talk about something fascinating. But before that, I've got in the studio Felix Romac. Felix, Shaggy, Danny K, give Atumoza for me. That's Atu.
Quick.
Welcome to the pod. Remember to like, to follow, to drop your comments when we post, and let's get interactive. Like we always say, cook us. Anything that we do that you don't agree with, let us know. Cook. And then when we have the time, we'll talk about all the comments that you drop into the comment section. We'll actually have this chat about them because you're also part of the podcast. Now, there's an interesting conversation happening around social media and everywhere. And I want to just delve straight into it and have that quick conversation. I don't know what you think though, but having seen how the Champions League has gone this season, how the Conference League has gone this season, and how the Europa League has gone this season. In the semi-final stage, there is only one English Premier League team across those three competitions. And those three competitions are supposed to be for the best of the... In fact, Champions League is for the best teams. Europa League is for the second best. Team. And then the Conference League is for the third best. 1, 2, 3 tiers. There's only one Premier League team. So the conversation has been, is the Premier League still the best league in the world? Before my gentlemen even get to speak, I want to have your thoughts on it. Is it the best league in the world? Gentlemen, let me start off with you. Achu.
I think it still is. The issue of who is the best at any point in time or which is the best league, for me, is not something that you determine based on the performance of one season or from one season.
Yeah.
It has to be, for me, between 3 to 5 seasons. Minimum 3 seasons.
So if we drag it back to
the past 5 seasons.
For the past 5 seasons.
They have been the best in Europe.
Well, let's do the FPL rule, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
No,
I want to do
the financial fair play rule.
Yeah. I want to even stretch it to the last 5 seasons.
Okay.
They've won 3 of the last 5 Champions League competitions. The only 2 teams that have won it are Bayern and Real Madrid. In the seasons that the English teams have not won it or have been eliminated in this period that I'm talking about, they've only been eliminated by the eventual winners or teams that went out to the eventual winners.
By saying that in the last 5 years, 3 of the champions have come from the Premier League.
Yeah. Then different teams as well.
Different teams.
Not one. So you have Chelsea, you have Liverpool, and last season City.
Then would it be right for a La Liga fan to say then La Liga is ultimately the best league ever?
No, because and you see,
but they've got Real Madrid.
The Real Madrid case,
times.
The Real Madrid case is an outlier.
Barcelona have won it how many times? 4,
6.
Is it?
Yeah,
6. Bayern have won 6.
Barcelona have 5.
5. Barcelona have 5.
Bayern 6.
AC Milan.
The
have got
Italy
7.
is around.
So the Italy is 20.
Barca Italy is around a third of Real Madrid's. So it's not evenly spread. It's not a case of one team has 14, another has 8, another has 6. If you look at the Premier
League,
just
one magical team.
Yes, that's why I say Real Madrid are outliers. If you look at Sun team, like we shouldn't count them among men, right? If you look at the Premier League equation, there's Liverpool with 6, there's Man United with 3, there's Chelsea with 2, Nottingham Forest have their 2 from the old era.
It's still 2.
It's still 2. There's Aston Villa, there's Chelsea with 2, there's City now with 1, right? So you can actually tell that this is a league that produces teams with strong performances historically in the competition. That's not the case in Spain, but it is the case in Italy because Inter have 2 titles.
Yeah.
Or is it 3? You have Milan with 7. You have Juventus with their titles in there. And then you have, once a while, some strong performance from Lazio, from Roma, and co complementing them. But just to track back to the case, I was just going through the semi-final stage and just look beyond who wins it and who doesn't. The semi-finals and the quarterfinal performances.
What are the timelines? 5 years ago?
The last 5 seasons. So that at least you can look at, you can establish a certain level of consistency. In the seasons that, and I've said that already, that the English teams did not win it. The teams that have beaten the English teams have either been the teams that eventually won it or the teams that were eliminated by the eventual winners at the semi-final stage. So if you beat the English teams, the minimum you are going to find yourselves in probably has to be the semi-final. The only exception being when Man City, even Lyon, made the semis. In the season that Lyon eliminated Man City, I think at the quarterfinal stage, they made the semis. So that's that. And then when City won it last season, they did so by beating two of the only teams that have won the Champions League in this period, in the 5 years that I'm talking about, which is Bayern and then Real Madrid themselves. Now, for the quarterfinal stage, in the 2018-2019 season, all 4 English teams that played in the competition made it to the quarterfinal stage. The following season, they had 1 team making the quarters. In the 2019-2020 season or 2020-21 season, they had 3 teams in the quarterfinal stage. The next season, they had 3. And last season, they had 2. 1 made the final and they eventually won it.
Last season?
Yes.
Last season, they had 2?
They had, so the semis were...
The semis were...
Bayern.
Okay, so last season they had 2. Liverpool and no, hang on. Last season,
yes.
When City won.
Okay, so it was Inter, Bayern, Real Madrid,
and
City.
AC Milan.
Yes,
Inter, AC Milan. So
and then Real Madrid. So they had 1 last season. Yeah.
So over the period, they are averaging.
It was 2 seasons ago though that they had 2.
Yeah.
It was Liverpool who beat Villarreal, I think, and then City lost to Real Madrid, and there was Madrid
over the period, they are averaging 2 teams in the semi-final per season for 5 years. That's not normal. In fact, if you go back into history, at no point would you have an average of, for 5 consecutive seasons, 1 country producing 2 teams for the semi-final stage of the Champions League. It is not normal. What we have had is that historically, when Real Madrid emerge, they are the powerhouse. It is not common that, I think the period...
What about
the period we had, just before you answer, the period we had where Valencia made, I think, consecutive semi-final appearances and made the final once.
Yeah.
When they met Real Madrid in the final, perhaps must be the only period where you had 2 strong Spanish teams consecutively making that period. And then when you come back to the Barcelona era, even then, Madrid did not make the final. Madrid lost always to the semi-final stage. So to Bayern Munich and then to Barcelona themselves in the 2010-2011 season, right? And when Madrid played Atletico Madrid in that final. But to have repeatedly, for a period of 5 seasons, an average of 2 teams from 1 country, it just shows you that, and as I've said, these are not the case of 1 team repeatedly being there. We've had Spurs in the semi-final. We've had Chelsea there. We've had Liverpool. We've had Manchester City there. And that is without...
We almost had Arsenal.
Look, in this period...
Almost.
It is
Arsenal. I saw a tweet where somebody said, we are watching Real Madrid and buying. It left small.
Like
to watch Arsenal.
Look, in this period, it is only Manchester United and Arsenal who have disgraced themselves.
Ooh.
When United lost to Barcelona, was it the Ole season also?
Yeah, it was the Ole season.
Yes.
Yeah, the Ole season.
When they lost 4-0 at the Camp Nou.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal this season.
It was 3-0.
It was
3-0. Yeah. But apart from that, you've had very strong performances from these English teams at this stage. And for me, it is the ultimate proof of the strength of the league.
What about okay, now let me bring in that.
And that's why when they talk about the issue of the top 4, it has significance or relevance in this period that we're talking about, because when the teams go out there, they actually show that we're not coming to add to the numbers.
Yeah, but
so when we don't like when we don't like the fact that they are making the noise about the big 4, the top 4 that they used to promote the league, in the last 5 years they have showed working.
Meanwhile, though, and I like your argument, but most of it maybe they're centered around the Champions League. But like I said, there's the Europa League, the Conference League. Meanwhile,
Chief Burger,
when we need an extra slot for leagues across Europe,
they are missing.
The Premier League, if they are strong performers over the time that the coefficients are being built, why are they not having that fit spot? It's going to Germany, it's going to Italy, and the Premier League is going to have 4.
Chief Burger.
Yeah.
They have top 40 branding.
Settings.
Settings.
No, we like the Premier League. We like the storylines around it. It's very interesting. It's very unpredictable. But it doesn't mean they are the best league in the world. It's the is the most interesting league to watch for a neutral. If you stumble upon football in the open league, watch something. Premier League always has some nice storylines springing up. There's trophies in front of you, win. Then you are 2-0 down with 9 minutes to go. Then hey, then 3-2, then hey. Madrid Barca, they don't do that nonsense.
They win it long before.
You see, if you are talking about consistency, the reason why I don't buy that Premier League argument is that word consistency. It is not La Liga's fault that Premier League can sustain a powerhouse for a long time. So when you say, there was Man City, and there was Chelsea, look at the season where there wasn't Chelsea and ask yourself where Chelsea were. 2 seasons now, they've not even qualified for Champions League. But next season, when they are branding Premier League, top 6, Chelsea they inside. No, like in reality. You see, some of these things you can't buy.
But Man United is part of top 6, but we saw them this season in the Champions League.
You see, and that's the beautiful thing about Premier League. If you've noticed, since Pochettino's Tottenham, they started branding the top 5.
Yeah.
Now they stretch the top 6.
Top 6.
Now they want
Because
to force us to say top 8.
When Newcastle had money.
Master, we are not stupid. Master, we are not stupid. We know that at the end of the day, there are 2 teams, 3 teams, quarter, who can win the league. In fact, if you fool, there's 1 team who can win the league. But you school. See, it's all branding. And let me take you back to the history. You see, Premier League fans, they are funny. Oh, there was Man City. This thing actually was, I was laughing. It's funny. There was Man City, there was Chelsea, there was. It is not La Liga's fault that they have powerhouses who are consistent. And they are consistent at the top. Me, I'm not looking at 5 years. When you want consistency, you take it back. Let's take it back to yesterday. I'm taking it back in a 10-year period.
Yeah.
Looking at it from a 10-year period. Let me show you something. In the Champions League. 2013-14. Real Madrid won. Do you know who was in the final?
Yeah, they play like Atletico Madrid.
Thank you.
All the way to the penalty.
Atletico Madrid, are they from Tunisia? Is that not an all Spanish final?
Yeah.
Yes. But La Liga, they don't make noise with these things because it's normal. They are good, so they don't make noise. But Premier League, when they get all all over the place, like we've not seen some before. And you see, the reason why I say the La Liga's top 4 or top 3, they are good and they are consistent. They are very good teams. When you see matchups between those two, yes, the results may always sway one side, but they are very competitive fixtures. You can tell that, Charlie, this thing, it could easily have gone either way. Following season, 14-15.
Barca
Juventus, another Spanish team, winning.
16-17.
15-16. Real Madrid, Atletico.
Madrid again.
All Spanish final, Madrid again. So for 3 seasons in a row, Spanish team.
Yeah.
Now, you know the beautiful thing about this? It is not always the La Liga winner who is winning the Champions League.
No.
It is the top teams in the La Liga pushing for the title, pushing for. So 13-14, Atletico won the title.
Yeah.
Then they went to Champions League final, lost out to Real Madrid.
Who finished 3rd in that season?
Yeah, they finished 3rd. Barca finished 2nd, Real Madrid finished 3rd. 14-15, Barca win La Liga. They win.
They won everything. They won the treble.
Neymar. Suarez, Messi. What a team. Then Madrid and Atletico again. Repeat it again. Yeah. Then Madrid win it again against Juventus.
Yes. In that year, they won the league.
In that year, they won
16-17.
In 17-18, Madrid didn't win the league.
Yeah.
But they reached the final against Liverpool. Now, this is the English Premier League branding. Oh, build a thing like a match. It wasn't a match. That game wasn't a game on paper. Liverpool had barely, that was when they finished like 3rd or 4th in the Premier League. I come to face Real Madrid in final, I want to brand the thing. You see, we don't buy some of these branding things. It's nice to build, it's for storylines, as journalists, you want to create nice euphoria around it, but we know who is going to win. We know that there are bosses in this competition. When it comes to European competitions, English clubs don't come close. You say Madrid is an outlier. Tell City and Man U to go and win 14. Tell Chelsea to go and win 14.
But that's the point of an outlier. What they do is not normal.
It's not about it's an outlier.
You do not measure them.
No. It's
others by that same.
It's not
about.
about.
When you are having a conversation about which league is the best, and they are in that
the fact that they are winning 14 titles, yet when you come domestically, they are being bossed by teams in their league. That's the beauty of the strength of the La Liga.
Yeah.
You see, so you can finish 3rd in the La Liga as Real Madrid. They will boss you in the league. Yet you go to Champions League and you blow everybody apart. And it's easy. I've not even come to Europa. You let me land. So this is all Champions League. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Spanish teams. 5 in a row. That one, no branding. They are not shouting plenty. So it doesn't hit you that it's a Spanish team. Then we had 18, 19, all English final. You used it too. You remember?
No, but I said the last 5 seasons.
Liverpool, Tottenham.
That didn't be foolish, boy.
Meanwhile, that game, everybody in the world knew that.
Where it was going.
One winner. How the game was going to go.
That final was actually a bad one to watch.
But hasn't that been the case for every time Madrid have been in the
such a
Champions League
boring
final?
But that's true.
No, that's not true.
I think when Madrid get into the final,
When you
as
see,
interesting as the
especially
games
against
can be,
Atletico.
thank you. I said the
we
games
always
are
go
very
Madrid.
closely
Look, against
contested.
Atletico, you can
Very
close
closely
your eyes
contested.
and not watch the
But
game.
Liverpool,
And no time
Liverpool,
to
Tottenham,
score. Oh, yeah.
But to be fair to what Danny is saying, though,
Cool.
I get the argument. But to be fair to what Danny is saying, when Atletico Madrid were coming up against Real Madrid in the first season where they met for the La Decima, it was so close. It was Madrid, yes, but it was so close again because of how good
In the
Atletico
end,
Madrid were. And in the end,
Madrid
The game itself
In
was
the end.
close.
It was
The
close.
it was
Yeah.
extremely
Very
close.
close
The
game.
game
It was
itself was
close.
close.
In the
It
end,
really
who
was.
won?
Madrid will always be
But that's the
favorites.
point. It is consistent with the narrative that
UDL.
just as we say that
But
we
the second
knew
time
who
they
was
met,
going
though,
to win.
UDL, let
The
me
second time they met,
continue.
went all the way
It went
until
all the
one
way.
France
Both
penalty
of them
struck
went
them.
to extra time. The
Yeah.
other one went to penalties.
Yeah.
Right, this one 90 minutes football. Nobody were sleeping by 75th minute. We all knew Liverpool win. Then Bayern and PSG go
Yeah.
to the final. That one we all know what happened to Barcelona. It wasn't Barca's fault.
Ah.
We all know whose
But
fault.
as for
it was.
Barca, it wasn't their
Whose
fault.
fault was it?
When you drop 8, it is
You
not your
drop
fault.
8-2.
Whose
That
fault
one,
was
Then
it?
when you
it
drop
wasn't
8-2,
Barcelona's
it's not
fault.
your
That one we
fault.
all know whose fault.
Whose
it
fault
was.
was
When
it?
you drop 8-2, it's not your fault.
Or it was COVID.
It was COVID. And you play one match.
Before COVID.
You play one. Oh, but you can go and check.
Sicho,
No, you see,
before
you can go and
COVID.
check the statistics.
Before COVID.
But is the
Before
Bundesliga
COVID.
came back before everybody?
That
Yeah,
is
Bundesliga-
They have
Yeah, they came
fitness.
back.
In fact, you see that thing.
they brought
that
a
thing
strategy
thank you. That thing we can argue
As
it
to
too.
bypass the
That thing
COVID and still
before
play
full
football.
goal. Argue it.
Before the COVID season, we saw Barca in the same semi-final.
But if you
We saw Barca in the semi-final
but-
against Liverpool.
yeah.
What was that score?
No, but if you use the tangent
What was
of-
that outcome?
It was 4-3 on aggregate.
They shut the bed.
It was 4-3 on
They
aggregate.
shut the bed.
Ah,
No,
what
but
was the
if
aggregate
it goes
score?
on the tangent of Bundesliga came back earlier, PSG's league was truncated. Yes, they were in the same final with Bundesliga.
And what
What's
happened
the-
in the final?
1-0.
What's
What?
the
Very,
Barca?
very
What's
close.
the
Was it
Barca from
close?
getting there?
Yeah.
It wasn't close. The Barcelona
You chop
players.
8,
No.
take the L and go.
Oh, jet lag and things. You know
Yeah.
how far.
Barca to Portugal. Barca from Spain to
From
Portugal.
Spain to Iberian Peninsula.
Spain to Portugal.
Oh, Boga.
You know they don't have money.
Boga. The Iberian Peninsula, we know that.
They didn't use plane. They had
Yo.
to travel by train.
my
And
brother
they
be the
stay for
COVID
there.
test.
They were tired.
Danny, the COVID test and the process alone, you have to
Charlie,
go
notice.
through. It was
Chicho.
stressful.
Chicho, Iberian Peninsula, we
Don't
know.
do
My
that.
Boga be the
we
stay
know
for
that.
there.
You're not too old now.
I got some crib for the corner there.
Boga.
Okay, move on.
We get crib for them. But
Move
the
on.
team BC, they don't have money. They're
Okay.
playing Charlie long tiredness and things. But you on a more serious note.
Yeah.
Then there's a Chelsea Man City.
Yeah,
And
all
then we
English.
go back to
So, wait, so in the space of 3 years, we had all English final. Two.
Yeah,
In the space
two
of
out
3
of the
in the
years.
space of 3 years.
Yeah.
And in the space of 5 years, we had straight Spanish winners.
Yeah.
We're talking about final. Car winners. Car final. We're talking about people who are winning the team. You are talking about final. And again, I repeat the point. English teams are not consistent enough.
Yeah.
They blow up, do well, go and sleep. It is not La Liga's fault that they have consistency when it comes to Champions League and European football.
They have Real Madrid who are consistent.
That is not their.
That's
You
the
see,
thing.
that is not their fault.
Mm.
We are talking. We've seen Barcelona win some. We've seen.
But in the
you
10
see-
years that you've
in fact,
mentioned,
in fact, let me bust
in
your
the
brain.
10 years that
Let
you've
me bust your
mentioned,
brain.
Sicho, just,
Yeah.
You are
just
talking
for him to
about. You
respond
are
to
talking
this.
about
Just so-
Real
just so
Madrid
he
being an
responds to this.
outlier, 14
Yeah.
titles. Fine.
Yes.
Barcelona have 5.
Yes.
Barcelona have more than.
Chelsea
In
more than
fact,
City,
every single
more
have more than every single
more than Man
English team
United,
except
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. More than Aston Villa, more than everybody.
More than every single English team except Man U.
So
And you see, that's the beauty of the La Liga.
it was going to
From-
be relevant if you had said
see,
they have
from
more titles
time-
than everybody in England.
From time,
If there is another team that that
the
even
Liverpool
has
teams
more
are
than them,
outlier.
then is
No,
irrelevant.
so what he's
Then
saying then is there are 2 La Liga teams who have got more titles than all of English teams, except that there is
Liverpool.
Barcelona who doesn't have more than just one
I could
English
also
team.
say there is one English team that has more titles than every other team in Spain except Real Madrid. Those ones do not matter. But even to the point of
Charlie, but you had your
Even to
Anyway, let him.
But I know say you had
Yeah,
your
yes. Let him go on.
Let me land.
Let him flow smoothly.
You see, this is typical English media.
land on your weak leg.
Typical
Land
English
on your
media.
weak leg.
Jimmy Carragher.
Jimmy Carragher. When the things there, they'll come and talk.
The only thing I want
Like
to
we
point
can see.
out-
You don't
the
need
only
to
thing I
point it
wanted
out. You
to
can
point
point it
out-
out after. You can point it after.
Actually, let him.
You
Let
can
him.
point it out
Let
after I'm done.
let
So
him. Let
you
him.
don't need
Let
to
him
point
go on.
it
So I
out
take
right now.
Felix thoughts as well.
So after the Chelsea, another All English final,
Yeah.
2020-21, the Real Madrid comes back to the party. Real Madrid, Liverpool. You can call it outlier, call it consistency of La Liga teams. But you let's throw the Champions League away. You see, this is what the English teams have unfortunately successfully done with branding the Champions League as, oh, Real Madrid is an outlier, and give everybody this impression that Spanish teams only dominate when it comes to
The Champions League.
let's go to Europa. and
Meanwhile,
see.
UEFA, who organize the competitions, are not looking at only the Champions League. I said in the coefficients are in favor in the English
Who
clubs.
are the declining defending champions of Europa? Sevilla.
Sevilla. Yeah, they beat
The season
Roma
before.
in the final.
The season before, Frankfurt won. The season before. Now, this is where the sweetness lies. It's nice, bro.
The biggest teams in England are losing.
Villarreal
Yeah,
is beating Manchester United
Yeah.
in the Europa League final.
top 6 team.
Top 6 team. Is beating the team that season they had finished second. Man U and Ole had finished second that
Yeah.
season. Villarreal were beating them in a Europa League final. Season before, Inter Milan. That was Conte.
Conte's
Conte's
Inter Milan,
Inter.
Romelu Lukaku.
Thank you. They had
That was
finished
scored an own goal in
on
that
goal.
game.
They had finished second in
Yeah.
the
Scudetto
Serie A.
race, yeah.
Sevilla beat them in the Europa League. Then you go 2019, and that's the one who used to make noise. All English final. When you have two of your biggest teams
You never see
descending,
Real Madrid
see Real Madrid and Barcelona
in
the Europa League final.
That's
You
true.
see, that's why I said that La Liga is so strong.
But those
It is
two
very
teams are
well
not big.
segmented.
Big.
It is very well segmented. So you have your
Okay.
Barcelona, Real Madrid
No, let's-
consistently
let's-
doing well in
Let
the
him,
top
let him finish
in the
nicely.
top competitions. Okay, then you have your likes of Villarreal, Sevilla,
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid.
They're also killing it at their
They're
level.
also killing it. Now, even when Atletico graduate to the big level,
Yeah.
they are beating all the top teams
Yeah.
in Europe and
Except
reaching,
the- except their boss.
their boss in the league. You see, that is a very good and well-structured league. You see, it's not every time we don't fall under the branding of competitive where today they'll come and lie to us that Chelsea are a big team. Chelsea this season, last season, they are not doing anything. They'll come and lie to us that Man U, we all know don't win league. We all know that they'll struggle to finish in top 4. It is, right now, it is Man City, and maybe the God of Arteta. See, you go back to 2018, Atletico won.
Yeah.
2017, Manchester United. Have you noticed that you are not seeing the teams that are meant for this level?
Yeah.
The reason is, and go and check the Chelsea, the Man U. These teams qualified for the league, the Champions League.
Via the, yeah.
Then they fell out
Yeah.
and went to win
The
Europa.
League.
That's
So
not
that
your
was way
level.
above their.
Thank you.
their-
It's
their-
like Real Madrid dropping to that thing won't even happen. For God, forgive me for even saying this. Madrid fans, I'm sorry. Let me use another team. It's like Atletico Madrid dropping from Champions League to go and win, like what Sevilla have been doing.
yeah.
They drop from Champions League, go and win. But in terms of the pedigree, Sevilla are not on the same level as Manchester United. But for the English teams, it takes their big boys to leave the big boys and go and meddle with the small boys before they can reach finals or even win the competition. You go back, 2016, Sevilla again beating Liverpool. 2015, Sevilla beating Dnipro. 2014, Sevilla beating Benfica. Then you come and tell me that this is an outlier. Sevilla too are outliers. 2012, Atletico Madrid beating Bilbao. Look, we can go and go. It is dominated.
And that was all Spanish final.
That
Let's
was
go
all-
Madrid
yeah,
Bilbao.
Atletico
And
Madrid
this
and Bilbao.
argument is skewed heavily
It is-
because of an unserious competition.
It is no, it's not about
The competition that nobody rates.
It's not about unserious
What-
competition.
no.
It is Europe.
Context.
No, it is Europe.
No. When
And
I
Can I make an intervention?
when I- no,
it is
no,
about
hang on.
classes.
Can I make an
let me
intervention?
let me make this clarity. When I introduced the conversation, I did say that there are 3 classes of European competition.
Thank
There's
you.
the Champions
You're
League
not
for the
listening to the
elitists.
premise.
There's the and then
Can
you
I make
said
an intervention?
second
And then
tier,
newly
third tier,
introduced
and then
Conference League.
Conference League
Thank
as
you.
well.
Can I make an intervention?
And okay, go on, make the intervention. Then you continue. Then you
Here's
have
the
something
thing.
I come to Felix.
Culturally, English football is never going to have strong rankings as far as UEFA's coefficients because of their attitude towards the competitions that play their games close to the weekends.
Then stop. Then let's close the argument.
Right?
Let's
So
close the
they are
what I'm telling
disadvantaged
you.
because whilst in Spain, in Italy, when you play on Thursday, you're not going to play on Saturday or even on Sunday. They are going to reschedule. You play on Monday or the earliest is probably going to be close to midnight Sunday, some Sunday night 10 on 9, which doesn't even happen. When it happens, we see the way the teams behave.
Is that why Premier League teams don't win the Europa League?
I'm coming. The teams that will fall there, the English teams that are supposed to compete in those competitions, do not take it seriously.
Whose fault is it?
So
Who says they don't take it
I'm not blaming
seriously?
anyone. I'm just telling you that this is our attitude towards it.
Let me ask you a question.
Give me an example
Let
of
me
an
ask you a
English
question.
team that reached the
Let me ask
Europa
you a
and
question.
decided not to take it
Did it
seriously.
look like Liverpool were not taking the Europa League serious this season?
The Europa League.
Yeah.
They shook
Oh,
them, you say they are not taking
They were
it
not taking it
seriously.
serious. Did you see the team that Klopp played at Anfield that lost 3-0?
I know, but the focus and the way they would prepare for those games will obviously be different.
Actually, you can't verify
You
this.
can't
will
verify
definitely
this.
be
If he's
different,
using
but-
his best possible team against
can't
Atalanta,
verify.
you
You
can't
can't
But to the Champions League and he says, I'm not taking it
But
serious.
no, it's not the Champions League. I'm saying the Europa League.
I'm
here's the-
asking that
and
did
here's
it
the
look
thing.
like Liverpool
point
at
is-
Anfield were not
Sicho,
serious against Atalanta?
Sicho,
The point
if it is that when the English teams win that competition, you rubbish it by saying that, oh, you won it because you were not good enough. How then are we giving credit to the other teams that win it?
Okay, let me say something. Let me put clarity.
Because
to this one.
even the
Let's just say
arguments
Liverpool-
of
let's just say Liverpool.
just let me land.
Okay.
Even the arguments of consistency and that the Spanish teams are consistent when they come here, they do well. In the 10 years that Danny talks about, there is one consistent team, and that is Real Madrid. Every other team was not good enough.
So which
There's
one
one
consistent
season-
team have the Premier League?
There
There's a Premier
is
League.
one season in there where you have Barcelona coming to win it. If your definition is of where the Spanish teams, they get there, they are not good enough and they lose it, if that is your definition of consistency, how many times have City made the semi-final? But I did not even mention it. Liverpool had played in 3 finals. It didn't matter because in the end, nobody cares about who finished in second place.
Yeah,
So
but
this idea that
in terms of what makes the league better,
Yeah.
that is why UEFA ranks leagues.
Uh-huh.
It matters. So you can't say because they didn't win it, it doesn't matter.
no,
And
but
that's
when
what-
I mentioned the quarterfinal, when I said that for a period of 5 years, they were make 2 teams were averaging it, or they
But
had
why
an
have you
average.
gone
Of,
out to quarterfinal?
no, I'm coming. But that's
Shit,
what
I
I
don't
said.
understand why
earlier.
you've gone out to quarterfinal.
No, but that's what I said earlier. When I mentioned that consistency, you rubbished it and said, "Oh, but these guys also were there. We had 2 teams in the final, and that when we mentioned 2 in the final, we made noise with it. If it does not have a lot of value in your eyes, how does it have value when the Spanish teams get there?
No,
if
because
two English
it's with the
teams-
consistency,
if-
isn't it?
When
It's consistency.
okay, so let's get into the numbers and see where the consistency lies. The issue of the same teams from the country making the final. How many times did it happen for Spain? 3 seasons, right?
Yes.
How many times did it happen
No,
for
it's
England?
over 5 seasons. Over 5 seasons.
A period of 5 seasons. It was Atletico and Madrid getting into the final twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That
then there
was
was Barca in between. And
No,
Madrid,
he
went
said-
to the final
No, he said, I'm
3
saying that
times in a row.
on the issue of 2 teams from the same
from the
country
same country. Okay.
making the final.
Yes.
When you rubbish its occurrence in the context or in the case of English teams, it presupposes that it happens more frequently in the case of the Spanish teams, right? If you say that 2 is nothing to write home about, then it has to be because in the period that you are referring, there are 5 or 4 at least, so that in that number, it is double. And that's why I'm asking that. Where is that consistency with that? How many times did they have 2 teams from the same country making the
No,
final?
no. You're
Okay.
not getting my
Okay.
point.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that the point you are using to try and elevate the standard of your league
It's been
or
much
the-
better than
it's been matched, and we are not even using that because that is normal. I'm using consistency in my teams winning the thing, and I've used 5 in a row.
The
where my
consistency
teams
is one
won.
team. Oh.
Okay.
We're talking about
okay,
like
the
I've spoken
consistency is
about
one
Madrid.
team.
I've
Okay,
spoken
I'll
about
come to Felix, but
Sicho,
listen,
if indeed the league is producing strong teams,
yes.
its strength should not be seen in only one team's
no.
performance.
I'm not saying no. You
No,
see,
no.
You are trying to change it.
if
That's
the-
why I said I will not
no,
allow
Sicho,
English
no.
Premier
If
League
it
teams
is,
to do that.
if it is,
Because they are trying to, you see,
for me,
they try
I
and
will
portray
not
the
rate
fact
the
that
Europa League.
because they bring
Okay,
in
I'm not
different
going to
teams,
use a
because they
second-rate
bring in different
competition.
teams, they are
Sicho,
competitive. That's
I'm
not
not going
true.
to use a second
That's
rate
not true.
But you're not UEFA.
No,
UEFA is using it.
that's why in answering your question, I said to you
When
that
you look at
the
Champions League,
parameters
when you
will
look
never
at
favor
Europa
them.
League, Spanish
Right.
teams are dominating
The
winners
parameters
and
will never
finals.
favor them.
Yet
Okay,
you are
let me-
telling me that
you cannot
because
tell
they
me
are
that.
because it's one team here.
You cannot
one team
tell me
there.
that.
No, just
It is an outlier.
Okay, hold on.
Sicho,
Hold on. Now
you
let's
cannot
ask-
tell me
wait,
that.
wait.
Uh-huh.
Hang on. Thank you for
But
that.
you made the guys format this thing.
No, thank you. But you having your time catch.
No, my time no catch. The time they
But-
fire.
Hey,
but-
what's up where they like
But I
to?
want to ask
I
this.
know
Spiritus.
I
I want
be
to ask
prophet.
this.
Sicho,
You said-
hold their fire and come to me. Hold
No,
their fire.
I'll come there. I'll come to you very soon. I like the way you've been coming. Thank you for being calm.
Yeah,
Spiritus is
When,
misbehaving.
when you talk about the Europa League,
Yeah.
that you don't rate it.
Are you
And
ready?
English teams
he
don't.
said, wait,
Who said they don't?
English
You didn't
teams
sit up.
don't.
You
No,
say you don't
wait,
use it.
wait.
Me too.
English
See,
teams
me
like
too. I'll be petty.
Ole went to the Europa League final and played his best team and lost to Villarreal. Jose Mourinho went to the Europa League final with Man United, played his best team and beat Ajax. Chelsea celebrated beating Benfica, and even more recently, Arsenal. And Arsenal needed to win that Europa League.
To qualify for Champions League.
It was massive
How
for
can you tell
them.
me they didn't take it serious?
Now the other thing is, let's just say Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, they think themselves as Champions League worthy and big boys, so they don't rate the Europa League as much. When Brighton get there like they were there this season,
what did they do?
when Spurs get there, when they qualify for it, other teams like Villarreal would qualify from Spain, and other teams would qualify from Spain. When they get into the competition, which is their level, they can't tell me they don't rate it. That is their best level in Europe. Brighton can't tell me they don't rate Europa League. Spurs, when they finish outside, they can't tell me they don't. Who are they?
What did
That
they
is
do?
their level.
But
Sicho.
the two
What did they
statements.
achieve?
Look at
Sicho,
how
the two
West Ham
statements you've
celebrated
made.
the conference.
The two statements
I saw
you've made
the
are
conference
independent of each other.
No, they are not. I'm saying that.
The two statements you've
no,
made,
No, I wanted to put.
they are independent of each other.
I wanted to put.
You say your
I
big
want to
teams
put-
don't
and I
take
take your
Europa
point.
I want to put
seriously.
clarity
Yet
on
they
how
are reaching
important
finals
it
and
is.
they are not winning.
I understand you, Sicho.
Okay,
What are you
hang
telling
on.
me?
I take your point.
Hang on. I'll come to you
And
for
I
your,
understand-
your final takes.
No, I
but-
don't understand
let
why
me
you
put-
make him make this point. You say your teams don't take it seriously. Yet when they get to the final, they are losing to my teams that are on that level.
That is their level.
We are losing because we
And
don't
when
take
they-
it
and when they
seriously.
get to the
So why did
final,
we get to the final?
Well,
when they get to the final, when they
You
get to the-
sure? That's why you are
It's
not
only
you
expected
sure,
of
you know
us.
it.
Okay, all right.
You know
Felix,
it. That's
Felix,
why when Madrid
Sicho,
beats, they are shipping you.
it's not-
When Villarreal beats you, they are shipping
That
you.
is
You know
okay.
it.
That
I
is
know
okay.
it.
It's
Prophet
okay.
Spiritus is
It
being
is not. It is
indisciplined.
not a La Liga versus Premier League match.
Monaco them saw the
It's
score
a sim-
City. You no go
It's a
talk.
simple case of. It's a simple. After City, they mess up sometimes.
Ah,
Leon
poo.
and things. But
City they bully them, they win 5 in a row. If Lyon and Monaco then they miss and then they ship them.
it's not a La Liga.
70
It's
Mbappe
not La
is
Liga
small.
versus
But Lyon
Premier
showed
League
Madrid
conversation.
before. Lyon Roma eliminates Madrid consecutively.
I
It
beg
be this matter.
Lyon were
this matter-
French League champions at the
this
time.
matter
You
want
don't
to.
allow me.
But this guy just say it's smart. That time Lyon, you know, be 8 in a row then they win. That time Lyon, you know, be 8 in a row in the win. You know how
Prophet
consistent
Spiritus.
they
It
were
is
in the
not. It is
Champions
not.
League.
It is not a La Liga versus Premier League conversation.
Tell us, Dembele, that Lyon striker, really they score City.
It's about which league. Or is the question is simple. Is the Premier League? Can the Premier League still be considered the best league in Europe?
It has never
When,
been.
when I say Europe, it's not only Champions League, Conference League, Europa League, and now the reason why this is going around on social media is because the Premier League, as big and with all the money they have, won't have the fit spot to participate in next season's Champions League. How can the best league in Europe?
Sicho, the truth be said, see, we should have a criteria for ranking. UEFA say it be coefficient points. And they get duration for those coefficient points. So if they rank that coefficient
Well, you know
where you're not
it's-
the inside, it means say
Simple.
you're not the
Hey,
best.
Prophet Spiritus.
No, I don't. It's not the best.
simple.
See, Club
We
Banger,
are with the love.
the English Premier League.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It be well marketed. The storylines be great.
Branding.
The atmosphere.
Settings.
There is so much money. See, me, I dey love them because they market them well.
Mm.
But my best league, the league that I enjoy watching, be the Italian league. And I feel even if you want to talk about coefficient point, the Premier League, my standard is the Italian league. As for the Spanish league, see, it be the best. And that is the reason why teams that are dominating the Spanish league are also dominating in Europe.
Thank you.
And another, see, you can't say, let's have the argument which is the best league and take Real Madrid out of the... They're not a cricket team. They're not a play baseball. It be football and
Every
they
football
play.
and they play.
And they are
Check like you
dominating.
dey talk World Cup, you say Olive Brazil.
Leave
Only
Brazil.
by- what are you talking
You
about?
dey talk AFCON.
But
you
they
say-
say make Egypt pack. No way.
They are outlier.
Leave.
They are
I
outlier.
get your point.
You understand? And the reason why they dominate to it, domestically, then they dominate the league. So every time Champions League, you go see Madrid, then Barca coming in.
Thank you.
For England, it not be so. Now it be like City is trying to, in fact, it's not trying.
They're
They'll
making
win,
it famous.
they'll win the league again.
Arsenal.
They are dominating the league. But why is it that dominance hasn't reflected in what they do?
Because they're not rich.
Because there are other better teams that are not in
Thank
the
you.
English Premier League, but they are in the other leagues that are preventing them from winning it. And earlier on, I talk about how teams might not be doing well domestically, but still go on. Madrid, even times where they don't win the La Liga self, they come Europe, they know, so this be the area where before dominates. And then they come, they win it.
Quick.
See, the English Premier League, make nobody lie you. They are now willing to even get into Europe, if not even the Champions League.
They're trying.
They're trying because see, you know very well now that they've extended that conversation to the top 6. It means that if you even go to Europe through Europa League and you win it, you might get automatic spot into the Champions League.
You say they don't take it serious.
So it is never true.
Charlie, let me even a quick one. Do you remember the season that Mourinho with Tottenham qualified for Europa on the last day?
Yeah.
Did you see the celebration?
Yeah.
Then they they don't take it serious.
No, but it is
What
the
do you
money
mean they
issue.
don't take it serious.
It is not
See,
even
It's
about
not money issue.
what
It's
Felix-
not money
Even
issue.
if it's the money
No, they
issue,
should
that's
say-
why they
It
take
is
it
a
serious.
serious.
issue because
What-
see,
what Felix just explained.
Take it serious.
Right now that you are even being capped on spending,
You need more
you
income.
need more Europe.
You need more Europe.
You need more Europe to go in and
Felix,
make money.
in not so many words, has basically said that English teams qualify for the Europa League as a means to an end, as a byproduct. The main target being the Champions League or placing high on the Premier League table and making as much money as possible.
So in the season that they play in the Champions League, they have to take it serious.
That is the thing. Oh,
In
not
the Champions League.
even the Europa League.
In the Champions
Even-
League,
no,
thank you.
even in the Europa League.
The season when they play in the Europa
You know
League,
they
But you
sit
see,
up.
they have to take it serious because it's the only means of getting into the Champions
You
League.
people know they sit up for
That
the
is the
Europa
thing.
League.
So
safe.
you have to take it very serious.
Anyway, now to you, the audience, what about you? What do you think? Is the Premier League still the best league in Europe?
Sicho,
Or has
you're a
it
very
even
bad
been?
guy. You
Has
didn't
it even
remind me.
been?
You did. There's a point I made, and you passed. You didn't remind me.
What point?
That all Spanish final between Atletico and Bilbao. Won't you tell them who Bilbao beat in their quarters? Is it not Man U who went to
Man U,
finish
yeah.
almost last Pepe in their group when they had built that Premier League winning team?
And
Then
Sicho,
you go, Bilbao, they ship you.
we've seen so many
Bilbao,
times
they ship
where even in the Europa League, Spanish teams
Munya in them, they ship you.
Charlie, there have been so many instances where in the Europa League, Spanish teams have dominated English teams and then qualified straight
Yes,
into
not
the
even
final.
funny. Yes, not
That's the
even
thing.
funny.
Say Tottenham will catch Madrid or Barca and score. Apu, never sit down. Apu.
Like Tottenham will meet Madrid in the Europa League final.
Tottenham, they don't meet Barcelona.
But Tottenham have eliminated Real Madrid from the Champions League before.
Hey, when?
They did it. In the season, they made it to the
finals.
final. They did it.
Yeah.
They beat who?
Real Madrid.
The one against
You
the
know
one they
Madrid-
lost, they lost the final
They
to.
beat Real Madrid,
Ajax
Real
beat Real Madrid.
Ajax.
And-
No,
Ajax.
And Spurs beat Ajax.
Yeah, but-
Apu, Tottenham will score Madrid.
They,
Ajax.
Go see
but
that,
they
go
beat
see that.
Madrid in that competition.
They not
No,
score
how?
Madrid.
Did they
Apu,
play?
They met them in the group
they
stage.
didn't meet them in the group stage.
thank
So,
you.
it's not true. It's not true.
Danike.
It's not
Because
true.
I quite remember in that game, the semi-final was
You said they eliminated them.
Spurs then Ajax.
Maybe Ajax
Ajax.
and
And then
Thomas
Spurs
Madrid.
won it on the last minute
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Ajax took out Madrid.
I say-
It's not. It's
I
not
say-
Tottenham. Apu,
I say
Tottenham will
Eric
score
Ten Hag
Madrid.
couldn't manage that game. Yes, Ajax Spurs.
Tottenham go fit score Madrid knockout
they
time.
didn't.
I paid to
2017, they played 2 games. They didn't lose any. I said the group stage.
But they didn't lose any.
Did they win?
They beat them 3-1 at the White Hart Lane.
Did they? And
November 17.
in the knockout stage,
I said
was the
group
group
stage.
stage?
last.
who won
okay.
the Champions League that season?
Oh, it was Liverpool.
Liverpool
Spurs made
won
the
it.
final.
You said 2017. You just mentioned 20. Liverpool won 2019.
2018. No, 2017, 2018.
2017, 2018, Real Madrid won. They beat Liverpool in the final.
finals.
Check your stats again. No come
Okay,
and tell me
I
that.
confused. But they beat them. But they still beat them.
But I don't feel score Madrid. But
Then score them. Then beat them
you know
3-1.
what score for group stages.
Then score them. Winning the general.
Who won the Champions League? that season?
Sheriff,
If you say
Sheriff,
nobody-
who won
then
the-
beat
who-
them.
I said
Shakhtar
me.
Donetsk already.
You say Tottenham eliminated Madrid.
If
What
you
you
say-
say happen?
No,
that one there.
It don't go fit happen.
happen?
Tottenham. Aside Man U, Chelsea. In
Yeah,
fact,
I beg.
aside Man U, Chelsea, Liverpool, the rest of them. Then
Danny, pause for Chelsea.
Okay.
Chelsea no good. Chelsea no good this season. They beat Spurs over away.
No, say
Chelsea no good this season.
Tottenham
Them-
was one
them
man.
beat-
End this thing safe.
Anyway, so me, I want you guys to get into the comment section and drop your comments. Which one is the best league now in Europe? When you consider the fact that UEFA won't give Premier League the third spot, they've got the money.
You know, be say UEFA no, they won't give them. They not work
they've
for
not-
it.
they
Challenge,
don't
even
have-
when Spanish teams have met English teams in the final, go check.
They've not had.
They
they won't get the fifth spot.
you left, right, center.
So just drop your comments. Which league do you think is the, because Germany will have it, Italy will have it as well, and it won't come to England. So
Germany, Italy,
Italy, yeah.
Charlie.
Fifth spots.
Then they score Liverpool for final. They say sum sum. What's that? They score if you say sum sum.
All right. So anyway, let's make money now. Let's make money now. What I'm gonna do now, guys, is that for the games that are coming up this weekend, head on to the Betway mobile app and then pick some odds. but I'm going to pass some games by my gentlemen. They'll give you the predictions so that you can make money off them. Gentlemen, let's make some money. Let's go to the Premier League fixtures. And then, quick one, no analysis. Just tell me. What
Disclaimer, I'm feeling carnal. I'm not in the spirit today. So whatever I say is by my own strength.
It's not prophecy.
by this,
It's prediction, not prophecy.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. So let's pick some big game. We'll go around the other leagues as well. Let's look at those who are fighting for the title in the relegation battles as well. It's a big relegation battle. Luton versus Everton. What would you place your money on? How would you place your money?
At Luton's home.
Luton at home.
Everton or draw.
Everton or draw at you.
Everton win. They will get a set piece goal. I think they are the highest scoring set piece team in the Premier
Is
League.
that not Arsenal?
Okay, Arsenal have, I think, 26.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're second, baby. I'm not
second
sure, but
as well. With,
I know
I think
Arsenal are high
13.
up there.
Arsenal have 26. Everton have minimum of 13 or so.
Yeah.
One of them will drop this weekend as well.
Ooh.
With
All right.
Everton.
Luton, Everton.
Over 2.5. Luton at home, they score goals. Everton, now they're a bit relaxed with the fights for survival.
Yes.
But this is a game I'm expecting Luton either to win or draw, but over 2.5.
All right. So Burnley then will play at home to Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Newcastle win.
Yeah.
Newcastle win for Yachu.
Yeah.
Straight win for Burnley
Straight win for Burnley.
at home.
What a big, they're at home. All right, so Arsenal are in the chase for the title. They're at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth were in incredible form as well. It could be tricky, shouldn't it?
I didn't like the fact that they had to make a banner to celebrate their record points tally in the Premier League. It just shows you where the mind of the club.
Obiano ni target.
Well, yeah, it's like for them, the
That's
season
their
is
title.
done. That's their title.
Obiano ni target.
So they shut out.
Oh, they've started.
Arsenal win.
Arsenal, easy.
Easy
win.
Danny? Quick. Arsenal, yeah.
Charlie, over 3.5.
That's what, looking at four
Four
goals
goals,
or more.
yeah.
It's the only time I'm confident of an early kickoff match involving a big team.
Meanwhile, there's Man City and Wolves. Man City, Wolves.
City to win.
City to win.
Haaland to score.
Big one.
The Lord will make a way.
So,
The Lord will make a way.
what do you mean the Lord? When you go to the betting app, do you see the Lord will make a way? As an option?
Us three.
Oh, the Lord will make a way. Be option. The Lord will make a way. Be option.
Straight draw.
City,
Straight draw.
City, first half win, second half win.
Okay. Then there's this one. This huge. It's big. Liverpool are playing against Spurs.
Is it big?
Yeah, it is big.
They shouted two of them. Nobody will be goals.
And Liverpool at home. Liverpool
Yeah.
at home.
Over 2.5. I'm looking at over 2.5.
About 2.5. Actually,
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Correct score.
Wow. Sijo, Postecoglou and his high line. Charlie,
At
over
Anfield.
4.5.
Goals go
No
pile.
way.
3-2. 5 goals. Over 3-2.
There's one guarantee.
No, but last
4-1.
season was
3-2 or
4-3. Eh?
Yeah.
No, but what's first game this season? If they are not winning, they are conceding a lot of goals. If they are winning,
Yeah.
they are scoring goals.
Yeah.
And they go over 4.5.
Man United play against Palace at the Selhurst Park.
Palace straight win.
Palace to win.
In fact, Palace and over 1.5.
No way.
There will
Palace-
be goals inside.
Over
Then Palace
1.5
will
means
outscore
2 goals, right?
Yes.
Yes. Palace.
Sicho,
Palace over 1.5.
both teams to score, Palace to win or draw.
You guys know the rate Man United cry.
Remember saying we know the rates Man United.
maybe
We
they're
know
not
the rates
performance.
Glasner.
Okay, Mohamed Kudus will be in action with Betways West Ham against Chelsea. They are the bridge.
Go back the previous fixture to mention the guy's name. You didn't mention his name. I mentioned Kudus' name. I won't answer.
Jordan Ayus.
Thank you.
Jordan Ayus Crystal
quick.
Palace.
If you are seeing that striker,
Who, by the way, starts on the bench, maybe.
You not start on the bench.
He
Eze
started.
on the list will start.
You just say Eze is fit.
Well, if Eze is
One
not
of
fit.
them go hurt. Jordan will play. Jordan will play.
Anyway, so yeah, West Ham are away at the bridge. They play against Chelsea. Chelsea will beat Spurs. So.
West Ham are not looking good. I think Chelsea will get this one.
this is the game they bounce back.
Chelsea to win.
This is a game who bounces back.
West Ham.
So West Ham to win.
Cole Palmer to score, yeah.
Cold
Well,
Palmer.
I would go for goals. I don't trust the two teams. If I want to be safe, I'll say 1.5. Just to be safe. Okay, let's do some La Liga and then
Or the close. The leagues are them close.
okay. So if you move on from La Liga, let's do
There is a game of interest
yeah.
for a Champions League place or for
Yeah.
the third or second spot
let's do this.
between Girona and Barcelona.
Yeah. Girona Barcelona who's
Yeah.
winning?
I think Barca.
Girona at home
Yeah.
to Barca.
Yeah.
You think Barca will go to Girona and win?
Barca will get the win.
Over 2.5.
Over 2.5. We're looking at 3 or more goals.
Girona to win over
Girona to
2.5.
win.
Lewandowski to score. He's on a very
Girona to win over 2.5.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Ooh, that's some big odds on
But I have my
Betway.
money on Lewandowski scoring, Lamine Yamal as well.
It's been never losing this season, but they are away to Frankfurt, Leverkusen,
That's tough.
Frankfurt.
That's tough.
Would they keep their this day somebody says if you're gonna put your money on Leverkusen, just do win or draw.
Win or draw, yes.
Because they just don't know how to lose.
They don't
Sicho.
need to win. That's the
Sicho.
thing.
Sicho, they won't go unbeaten. But it's sad that I don't know which game they might lose.
But what's going to be the outcome? Are you going to go for goals? Because just
Yes.
in case the
At
reason
this
why
particular
goals might be
point-
safe is just in case Frankfurt will do the upset.
Mhm.
They might need to score more than 2 goals
Yeah.
to beat Leverkusen because Leverkusen by almost their one.
Yes, they don't go goalless.
Yeah.
Of all the draw, they hardly play goalless. And I'm sure they will score goals. So better for you to go goals than go for them to either draw or because a point will come, they won't be lucky. The 99th minute, 97th minute,
So what are you selecting in this one for the
I'm
odds?
going for goals.
Goals.
Over 3.5.
Oh, that's a lot of goals.
Go, yeah.
Danny?
Well, 3.5 means four.
Four
goals
goals,
or
yeah.
more.
Okay.
So you had to.
Yeah, Frankfurt, Leverkusen. Leverkusen also then narrowly. I mean, they're in the Europa
Charlie,
League.
they-
They'll be at home. You'll be at home to Roma.
I've been looking at this fixture
Yeah.
in their run of games.
Is this the game though? That ends the never
I'll go
losing.
Frankfurt or draw.
Big
For
one.
bigger odds. I don't think Leverkusen will beat Frankfurt away from home.
Yeah,
If
But
they
they
will
won't
lose,
lose.
obviously. Yeah. But they won't- so I'm going Frankfurt or draw.
and that's a bold call. You are
I think
going
it ends in a draw.
into the draw
Yeah.
for you.
I think this game is Europa League on Thursday nights,
Yeah,
weekend Frankfurt, and then
Yeah.
another Europa League
League.
game. They'll probably take their hands off,
the Bundesliga.
yes, and
Mm.
ease into that game a bit.
Let me tell you which one then is going to be tricky because Bayern Munich will be playing against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, but they face a Stuttgart team who have also been impressive. They are away to Stuttgart.
Goals.
Goals.
2.5.
Okay, you two
So-
goals.
Straight win for Stuttgart.
Straight win for Stuttgart.
Straight win.
This is the game Bayern actually blows Stuttgart away. Yeah.
Ahead of that game,
They might rest players, though.
They still
they
will.
wouldn't have to rest players.
They
They don't want to
still
rest Leroy Sané, Jamal Musiala.
They still will.
Okay. Okay, so tell and Choupo-Moting
Minimum 2-0.
it's over 1.5.
Yeah.
Dortmund, Osbeck. Dortmund as well. The reason I mentioned Dortmund is because they are also going to be
There are
playing
two
in
fixtures.
Paris.
There are two fixtures where every season I cross them off my prediction list. Napoli, Empoli. Empoli will always beat Napoli. Augsburg, Dortmund. This is one of them. Look, if I'm putting my money on this one, Augsburg win or draw. Watch
Augsburg win or
Dortmund.
draw.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to France and see what PSG will do because the reason why I'm bringing these games up is because of their
Champions
engagement and
Yeah.
if that would affect anything. So in the round of 32, PSG's game has been postponed.
Like they always do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to keep them sharp.
Last week as well,
Yeah.
all of the teams in Europe, all of the French teams in Europe were given the
They had a
week-
rest.
Yeah. In fact, I think since the quarterfinal stage, every weekend preceding a big game in Europe, be it the teams in the Conference, Europa, Champions League.
They give them some rest.
These are the sensible leagues.
That's something. Anyway, so that'll be some of the odds coming your way. Remember to place all the bets on Betway. It is the safest place to be. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Chicho, it is important that you
Yeah.
bet responsibly.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not
It
say
is
the
very
money
important.
be your light
Yeah.
bill money or what
Charlie,
have you.
that
The money
one-
not be your own.
Your school fees then.
I
since.
beg you.
Just
We don't
look
want
at
trouble.
it. Just when
Put
you go to
Avita.
Betway's platform, I like
Yeah.
it. It's hugely.
You
inscribed
should be
there.
above the age of
Above
18.
18 years, bet
See,
responsibly.
if you go promise baby girl say this weekend you dey carry am go out, Nana, be careful because you know be that money they take go bets.
Bro, somebody in plan with that.
Uh-huh.
I can guarantee say some boys they cook all
But Charlie,
the
they
time.
went
Simple-
for
simple
sometimes.
formula. Simple formula.
Sometimes if the betting set, it be that money they take go pay the bride price.
But I also advise people. See, on Betway, you get opportunity to cash out.
Yeah.
Don't be greedy.
Yeah.
Don't be greedy. That one there.
Like if it be over 2.5,
Yeah.
you have your over 2.5. Don't wait for the correct score. Like
Or maybe
no.
you are winning like 5,000 and you get cash out like 2,500, 3,000.
Nana,
Say they
Take it.
wait last game.
In
Like
this
I,
Akufado's
did,
economy.
like I did PSG. Then Andrea, you in team. Charlie,
Oh, Capito. So Capito
And Capito
disappointed.
destroy your bets.
I go straight PSG win. Everything set.
Hey, Capito.
Charlie, I get my chilled bottle of gas. So PSG, they go clear give me. Charlie, 2-0 straight. then score Paris. I say, Betty. Charlie. So I beg. Sometimes you don't have to be greedy. Just cash out the small money.
Quick.
Then wait for another day. Then Charlie, go clear your remaining odds. Charlie.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for doing the watching. Remember to drop all your comments. Some of the comments that came through on the last episode that we did. Someone says, "Can you guys please analyze Erik ten Hag's second season?" I guarantee you've given us a wonderful topic when the season ends. We'll delve into that. We'll talk about Pep's season. We'll talk about Hagi's season, Ange Postecoglou, what slots could be for Liverpool. There's plenty to go around.
The Chelsea project.
The Chelsea
Your favorite Slot is an interesting guy.
project.
Yeah, slots.
What?
Joke.
Joke of a fucking project.
Slot is an interesting topic.
You got around the world signing.
Yeah.
I understand you're signing another kid today. I mean, you got around the world signing kids, handing them 100 years contract.
It's a reality show, Talented Kids.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, if I know my future is secured for 7 years, bro, the motivation no go there like that.
And when the contract gets truncated, you get a hefty payoff.
Someone says, Kegu Harrison said that Danny K, try law school. You'll be successful. Danny, that's for you.
I belong to.
Charlie, tell me I'm not a little guy.
All right, so this one says that this one was to me nice submission from Sicho, but there's something you are missing. Klopp gave Liverpool an identity, the Liverpool way of playing. Yes, he didn't win the trophies, but it didn't mean that you should ignore what he has built. The best generation of Liverpool players were his products. All right, so keep your comments coming. Thank you very much for being active on the Mallam Go podcast. Remember to enjoy the podcast on any platform that you catch your podcasts, and also do drop your comments, follow, like, share, put on the notification bell and the button so that when you drop the next episode, you can be the first to jump onto it and enjoy the Mallam Go podcast. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Felix, thank you. Danny, thank you. Achu. We'll see Fent, we'll see Coach sometime very soon. Have a lovely time. It's bye for now.